Okay, we'll start with our presentations, and we'll kick off with the first one, the Break the Chain presentation. Do we know who we...
Yeah. Let the record reflect that Councilmember Maines is now present. Here he comes.
Good evening, Mayor, Councilman, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me here. My name is Tony Vincent, and I have the great pleasure of being accompanied tonight by one very brave, very resilient, very intelligent, very forgiving, and very loyal canine friend, Nikki. I first met Nikki on December 6, 2004. She was a victim of a common form of animal abuse known as chaining. Her wounds were so severe that she is scarred for life. I adopted Nikki from the Humane Society of Broward County that same day. Because of her, the nationally aired television network Animal Planet was filming on our property right here in Southwest Ranches on December 14th, 2004. On December 28th, 2004, I was asked by the Humane Society of Broward County if I would consider allowing Nikki to become the first ever poster dog for the first ever educational campaign known as Break the Chain. It was without hesitation that I agreed to let Nikki take part in this campaign because I wholeheartedly agreed with its message. The Humane Society then asked the Broward Sheriff's Office if I, as an employee of BSO, would be permitted to participate in the Break the Chain campaign as well. And without hesitation, the Broward Sheriff's Office not only gave that permission for me to participate, but proudly extended and made good an offer to work in cooperation with the Humane Society of Broward County to get the word out to eliminate this common form of animal abuse known as chaining. Fast forward to today, December 13, 2007, and you can mention Nikki's name to the governor of Florida, and he will know who she is. What a journey it has been. You can also mention my name to the governor, and he knows I'm the guy that holds the leash. And with that, I am honored. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight will be the first time we are appearing before a city council meeting where we are not asking the city to create a law to ban the cruel chaining of dogs. Not because we're not good at it. As a matter of fact, every city where Nikki and I have previously appeared has indeed adopted tough anti-chaining laws. It's only because city by city is a tough road to hoe, and we knew there had to be a better way. Late last year, the state of California passed a tough statewide anti-chaining law, and I knew then that statewide legislation in Florida was a possibility, and it could be done. In addition to Nikki and I visiting schools, city council meetings, brownie troop meetings, summer camps, homeowners association meetings, city festivals, television interviews, newspaper and magazine interviews, and educational seminars, we found the time to ask some of our local elected officials if the passing of a statewide law here in Florida was a possibility. They answered with a resounding yes. Senator Nan Rich is working as we speak on the wording for the introduction of legislation that will ban the cruel chaining of dogs statewide. Representative Bill Heller, who is the president of the Tampa Bay SPCA, is sponsoring the bill, and many of our local elected representatives have written to their constituents advising them of their strong advocacy regarding this important legislation. Representative Martin David Keir, Representative Franklin Sands, Representative Matthew Meadows, Senator Nan Rich, Representative Bill Heller, and Governor Charlie Crist, just to name a few, have received mountains of mail asking that a tough statewide legislation be considered. The concept of the Break the Chain campaign message is a simple one. Treat a dog as man's best friend, not as an object. Do not own its life. Share its life. Chaining, tethering is cruel. Try to imagine being bound by the neck for hours, days, weeks, months, and even years. Life at the end of a chain is no chain at all. There's no life at all. Chaining a dog is animal abuse, pure and simple. Believe it or not, this campaign, with its message of hope and well-being for the benefit of our four-legged friends, has opposition. How could that be? How is that possible? I have learned during my life that anything is possible. Opponents to tough anti-chaining laws will have you believe that it's okay for you to chain your dog because some obscure city in Ohio says so. Opponents argue that walking your dog on a leash is the same as chaining or tethering. It is not. Opponents say that this is a part of a campaign by animal rights organizations to achieve their stated goal of eliminating animal ownership. Ridiculous. Opponents say that dogs continually maintained on a restrictive chain or rope or other kind of tether exceeding 24 hours shall be deemed improper. You think? Guess what comes after 24 hours? Another 24 hours. That, my friends, is unacceptable, an unenforceable scenario. We needn't look to North Royalton, Ohio to write a Florida state law regarding the cruel chaining of dogs. We need not look any further than our own backyard. Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, Dania Beach, Wilton Manors, Deerfield Beach, Pembroke Park, Oakland Park, West Palm Beach, and Orange County have all passed tough anti-chaining laws that benefit our four-legged friends. We are Florida. Let's draw from what Floridians have to say. Ladies and gentlemen, in closing, I ask that you write to Senator Rich and Representative Bill Heller and let them know that you support tough anti-chaining legislation with tough time limitations on how long we can allow someone to abuse man's best friend before legal action can be taken. It's time to protect an animal like Nikki and thousands of other dogs who may right now be condemned to life at the end of a chain. Thank you again for having me here, folks, and have a good night.